YouTube? Welcome to another episode of Special Saturday. This time, I'm going to show you this game, Democracy 2. The thing about this game, I talked about it in yesterday's episode of Minecraft Nomad, and now I'm actually going to play it. Now this time, I'm just going to do a very radical thing, just to show you guys how, let's run a simulation of how it would be if the United States was communist. I'm just look at it, because I don't agree with it at all, but I wonder if there's actually anything called the Communist Party. The Socialist Party. Just go like that. Let's say the other one is the Conservatives. Or is there like a Conservative Party? The Freedom Party. Let's go with the Freedom Party. And fully simulate United States settings. Just gonna make maximum terms of office 2 terms, and then election term length 4 years. Now we're gonna keep this the same. Very little socialists. This amount of military spending. We got some good oil supply and car usage. How about, you know what? Let's actually modify this. Let's bring up the number of socialists. All right, just so we could see how things would turn out. Now here's where it starts out. The game will... wait. That's cool. I like that quote. Now, it starts you out with basically how the country stood a little while ago. As President of the USA, you are also Commander-in-Chief of the most powerful and expensive military in the world. So now see current situations. You've got pollution, you've got technology backwater, you've got contagious disease, asthma epidemic, hospital overcrowding, tax evasion, homelessness, and a debt crisis. So you begin the term of office, alright? Now see, here's what the people think of you. As it stands, if the election was today, you would get 22.7% of the electoral vote. So, here's what we want to do. We want to, okay, so we're going to pretend like we like socialists for a second. So let's do this. What's contributing negatively? So you roll over the socialist thing, and it says, okay, technology colleges, that's affecting them negatively. So it looks like if you spend less on technology colleges, wait, are specialist schools with a focus on computer literacy. Okay, so if we just cut out technology colleges, right, then it's not actually going to be affecting them as much. But let's see what else is contributing negatively. Income tax, tax shelters, and the equality is affecting them negatively, because technology college sales tax, tobacco tax, and tax shelters are all negatively affecting equality. So they don't like the income tax, right? Or they don't like the state of the income tax. Right now the income tax is set to reasonable. Now if you look, where is it? Socialist, right here. See, it actually doesn't say it's affecting them at all. Now as you raise the income tax, you see this? The tax evasion goes up, but socialists start to like you more. Capitalists start to like you less. The equality goes up. Middle income starts to go down. The wealthy start to like you less. And eventually, the amount the wealthy hate you actually surpasses how much the middle income people hate you. And it brings down poor earnings, middle earnings, and high earnings. So, socialists, of course, want higher taxes. Alright, so let's just set it to... oh, we can't. See, by the way, this is your political capital. You gain political capital every turn, and it's basically your power to get things done. I'm going to turn off my fan because it's too cold. It's your power to get things done. So, see, I could lower the income tax because I have 11, because that only costs 11 political capital. I have 21. But we can't raise them yet. So let's just try this. Tax shelters. Now see, if we bring them up, the wealthy like us more, the socialists dislike us, equality goes down, capitalists like us, high earnings goes up, and technology backwater is actually negatively affected. And you want the technology backwater to be negatively affected. By promising not to tax the full wealth of the super rich, tax shelters can be a great way to encourage successful entrepreneurs to make your country their home. With an ever-shrinking world, the rich are free to settle where they please. On the other hand, such measures could be very unpopular with the poor, who resent paying tax on their much lower earnings. So, when you're increasing that text, or it's not tax, it's when you're increasing the funding for that, then the wealthy like you more. But the socialists really don't like you. So why don't we just cancel this policy? Alright? No tax shelters anymore. And now look, we only have 6 political capital. Political capital, you spend capital whenever you adjust a policy or implement a new one. Your points are generated by loyal members of your cabinet. So, and you can actually see your cabinet right here. And we want, okay, she has sympathies of capitalist and commuter. What this? Capitalist and motorist, motorist and middle income, environmentalist and capitalist, state employees and trade unionists, commuter and capitalist, parents and trade unionists. So none of these are actually gonna like what I'm doing. Liberal, I'm gonna need one of those. Foreign policy, law and order, public services. I'm gonna fire my public services minister. Alright, and then I'm gonna appoint the liberal one, because you want your people to your cabinet to agree with you. Now we're gonna start the next quarter. Okay, and now it shows you that internet crime, it's going way up. Alright, so because the internet access is positively affecting it, the crime is positively affecting it, but the intelligence services is actually negatively affecting it, and you want it to be negatively affected, like I said. Now appoint UN ambassador. Basically, these are dilemmas, and basically you could choose to go with a conservative decision or a liberal decision. This one, Agnes is well known as a patriot who will fight tooth and claw to get our interests represented at the UN. Seen as a popular choice amongst patriotic and more conservative citizens, she is historically against foreign aid and a supporter of import tariffs. She is not popular internationally. Or you could choose Peter. Peter is a popular figure on the international stage with a reputation for solving difficult problems through compromise and understanding. A true internationalist, he is popular with the liberals and socialists in our society, as well as foreign leaders. So since we're doing a simulation of what it would be like with communism, we're gonna appoint Peter. Now it shows that we've got a budget deficit of $60.4 billion every quarter. It says we need to reduce our spending or raise some more taxes. Now when I first played this, the first game I played, I was actually able to reduce spending and cut taxes and turn it into a surplus. Now our approval rate is disappointing. If we believe the polls, you would get just 22% of the vote. So I don't think that's actually changed since last time. I'm not sure though. And it shows you the party membership, 13 million people. And threat from extremists within the environmental movement. So other than that, see, now we get more political capital. So the socialists are liking us more, you see that. And they want, remember, equality. We need to look at things that are negatively contributing to equality. Sales tax. Now if we raise sales tax, then, oh, it says, okay, it says equality is going down. We don't want equality to go down. And poverty goes up, self-employed, capitalist, and, okay, so you don't want sales tax. So let's just cut out sales tax, alright, because it's negatively affecting equality, and that's the main thing here. Again, I'm just doing a simulation. Now it looks like we won't be able to really do that much else because we only have 8 political capital now. So let's do it again. Now we've got a budget deficit of 138 billion. And DNA database, okay, so basically the dilemma is that do you want to allow a database of human DNA so you can cut police time used to locate criminals, such as murderers and rapists, just like this one says, or you can prevent it, because this is a fundamental breach of our citizens' human rights. We have to maintain an individual's presumption of innocence till proven guilty, and building up a Big Brother-style database of everyone makes us all feel like criminals. Are we really going to force our citizens to provide DNA samples to the state or face jail? See, that is what I would choose if I were going with my own personal beliefs, but just for the purposes of this video, we're going to select allow the database. So what else? Now we're getting 28 or 29% of the vote. Okay, so see, now if you look at this, the socialists are liking us, right? The wealthy, they're kind of indifferent, but they're really not liking us too much. And it's because I abolished a tax. Now, okay, what else do we want? What's negatively affecting? Technology colleges, income tax. Now, if you raise income tax, the socialists actually start to like you more. So, we're actually we can't raise taxes because we don't have enough political capital. So rather than actually doing anything, we're going to just wait it out. Just wait to get more political capital. Still got a buff or a deficit. One of your brightest citizens has won the Nobel Prize. And housing expansion. So basically you can choose to build homes on greenfield sites because we're running out of room, or you can keep the restrictions. And I'm going to keep the restrictions just because of the video. On the other one I actually relaxed the planning so that they could build on them. Now election polls report. Yeah, 39% of the vote now, so it looks like I'm gaining more ground. By the way, remember we increased the number of socialists before we started, so I could actually win the election just because I increased the amount of socialists. So, let me see. Oh yeah, we're gonna raise the income tax. Remember the wealthy actually. Do you see this? Do you see at the current rate, the wealthy? I'm pointing to the screen. The wealthy don't actually mind the income tax. Do you see that? And this is, yeah, it's so small. I mean, it's so minute that they don't care. And oh, look at that. Middle income start to love you. Equality goes down, capitalists like you more. Tax evasion goes down, and socialists don't like you. But look at this. Do you see how it starts out as basically 0%, and then you raise it so much that it actually surpasses middle income? But look at this. Well, we need to reduce our deficit, so let's just raise it to punishing. Let's just do it. I mean, we're simulating radical, all right? So I'm gonna do that, and now look at this. Now we've got a $113 billion surplus. Currently working in the public services, is displeased with the current government policy, which is unpopular with their core supporters, liberals and retired people. As a result, there's a danger of the Prime Minister wanting to spend more time with their family in the near future. So we've got to try and actually prevent her from resigning by actually helping out her supporters. Genetically modified food. You can allow genetically modified crops or ban the sale of them, which I will do. Brain drain. Our tax system is encouraging the best and brightest entrepreneurs to leave the country altogether and make money elsewhere. As a result, we are losing out both on their knowledge and skills, and also the potential tax revenue from them and their companies. Do you see this income tax right here? Do you see this? It's off the charts. Yeah, start trigger and then stop trigger, you see. So as a result, we are losing out. This may be a sign that we are overtaxing the wealthy and successful. Oh, really? But we've got a surplus, and yeah, now we're going down. We only got 30% of the vote. Yeah, the wealthy absolutely hate us. Socialists love us. Let's see how they. Remember, we want to get the liberal support and the. Let me put it this way: the liberal support and the retired support. So we're not really doing too badly on the retired support, but we do need to help out the liberal support. So let's say creationism. You teach more evolution, or when you only teach evolution, then you actually get a decrease, like religious people don't like you as much, and religious membership actually goes down. And I don't have enough political capital to do that. What else is negatively affecting their support? Prisoner tagging, intelligence services. Now let's see intelligence services. If I cut down on the intelligence services, I'm spending less. A few spies, then you've got small spy agency, sizable spy agency, high-tech spy service, that's what we have, and then spy satellite network. Internet crime goes way down. Liberals like you a lot less. Crime goes down. Patriots go up, and terrorism goes down. So let's not mess with the intelligence agency right now. What else were we gonna say? Armed police? Yeah. Okay. Now see, do you see this? How the more powerful our police force is, the less the liberals like us. So let's take these out. Let's just take it down to specialists. Alright, so now they're gonna actually start to like us more, hopefully. And remember, we cut down on spending, so now we got a bigger surplus. Now people smuggling, people trying to get in this country illegally, instead of deporting them, let's allow them to stay. It's a very liberal idea, and so let's just do that because we're simulating. Now I've got 21 political capital. I'm still trying to help out that. Oh, death penalty. Okay. And liberals really don't like this. For most crime, for serious crime, for violent crime, homicide, rape. For homicide is what we have right now, and then mass murders only. Let's not do that, because I don't think we can. And there really isn't too much of a change. So what else is affecting it? Prisoner tagging. The more prisoner tagging you have, the more you spend on prisoner tagging, the more crime goes down and violent crime goes down, but the less liberals like you. So why don't we just cancel this policy? How about we do that? Alright, and then we're just going to go to the next quarter. Alright, now our surplus is actually a lot smaller. 24 billion. Alright, internet economy takes off. Yeah, that's good. Children's food. Now, let's say, okay, let's say obesity is a major problem, so let's regulate children's food. Right, and I'm only getting 25% of the vote. Even with all these socialists, look, we increased the amount of socialists, and we got the majority of their vote, and still we're not liked. Now let's see. Okay, border controls are negatively affecting the liberals, so they want less border controls. All right, so the patriots are liking us, and terrorism actually goes down the more border controls you have. But okay, let's say we need to cut spending because we're not even having a deficit, or we're not even having a surplus anymore. So we need to cut that. Cut that down to 67.6 or $0.76 million per turn, which a turn is a quarter. It's 3 months. So let's do that. Oh, now actually we got a smaller surplus than before. Alright, now see, this dilemma is about minimum wage. We're going to introduce the minimum wage law, so there has to be minimum person, or minimum amount of money you have to be paid. Now, it looks like I'm only getting 22% of the vote, but look, socialists like me more. My opinion among parents is going up, and my opinion among liberals is going up. That's what we wanted. So, what else is negatively affecting them? It looks like handgun laws and alcohol laws. Handgun laws. If you relax the handgun laws, liberals like you more. Alright? But the thing is, in today's society, the liberals actually don't really they're not really lining up with this, because a lot of them actually do want gun control, and so that's that. But okay, detention without trial. See, the more you take it up, more patriots, less liberals. Let's cancel the policy, shall we? Alright, now we only have 4 political capital. Let's go forward. And a public services minister actually resigned. And now we're only getting 15% of the vote. Torture, deportation. Okay, let me just read this one for you guys. Police officers have arrested a con man who is staying in our country illegally. Under normal circumstances, he would be eligible to be deported back to his country of origin. The man claims that if sent back to his homeland, it is likely he will be tortured by the government. So, you can deport him. This man has nobody to blame for his situation but himself. He arrived here illegally and has operated as a criminal since he got here. If he had claimed political asylum when he arrived and not began a life of crime, it would be a different matter. In the circumstances, we must take his claims of torture threats as with a pinch of salt, or we could just keep him here. It's clear that this man is hardly a model citizen, but no confidence trickster deserves to be tortured. If we truly oppose the use of torture on principle, then despite the man's history, we need to ensure we are not willing participants to torture by sending him back home. If we deport him, it could effectively become a death sentence. So let's keep him here. And we have a deficit of $52 billion. Now we've also got a black market problem because of the income tax, because of the corporation tax, and it's actually making crime go up. So What else? The Socialist Party is gaining members. Oh, what was the other thing? Did I see? Look at this. The Socialists love us. State employees, conservatives. Conservatives? That's weird. Yeah, why do they love us? That's weird. Okay. This is internet crime. I'm looking for things that negatively affect the liberal vote. So let's look at alcohol law. Come on. Okay, so if you actually decrease the minimum age to 18, then liberals actually like you more. Minimum age is 16 or no limits. Now, there's a lot more drinkers. Drinkers actually have... They're kind of indifferent to you instead of actually disliking you for having a law like that. Lifespan goes down, liberals like you more drinkers, and the crime goes up and the violent crime goes up. But we're taking a very, very liberal approach. Now I only have one political capital, so I gotta do this. Ban fox hunting. I'm just... yes, just do it. Internet scandal. The down market newspapers have picked up on a number of scandalous websites, including those containing race, hatred, and instructions on bomb-making and other crimes. Some of our more conservative citizens are outraged that the internet is not more effectively policed and censored. It might not be possible for us to completely police the net, but the public perception is that we just aren't doing enough. Binge drinking is now a problem. Got a deficit of $121 billion per quarter now. Do you see all these problems we're getting from all these liberal policies? Do you see this? All I'm trying to do is get the liberals and the socialists to like me, okay? The wealthy absolutely hate me because of the income tax that's way over here. Do you see this? The brain drain is off the chart. And it contributes so... And look at this. If we had this income tax, then, okay, now our deficit would go way up because we wouldn't be gaining nearly as much money, alright? But then the brain drain would actually go down, so we'd be able to avoid that. The black market would actually go down. Tax evasion would go down. The socialists wouldn't like us very much. The capitalists would actually start to like us. Equality would go down a little bit. Middle income would go up. And instead of all these things going down, which they do, see that? See how much the wealthy hate us right there? Instead of all these things going down, they would actually, one of them would go up. And the rest would just go to zero. Do you see this? So, really, that's the effect of the liberal tax policies. And now, and we can't really turn back, can we? Because if we turn back and we lower taxes again now, we're going to have a huge deficit. And if we don't cut out some programs. So let's see, what else can we do? We don't have enough political capital. Homelessness is contributing negatively to what's making that go up. Poverty, unemployment, housing expansion. Housing expansion. Now see, socialist is in here, and if you spend more, equality goes up, the amount of poor people actually goes up. Capitalists like you less, homelessness goes way down though, and poverty goes down. How does poverty go down? Oh, the poor people like you, that's what it's saying. The poor people like you more. And the poor actually are able to earn more because you, they don't have to pay for a house. So we're gonna change that policy. Now we're gonna go to the next thing. Now let's see. You only get 14% of the vote, and our deficit is now 197 billion. Freedom of information. We like the idea of holding information about them, but in some circumstances this needs to be done. It's basically about online databases. I'm sorry guys, I'm not going too in depth with this stuff. And look at this. The Freedom Party and the Socialist Party. Membership in the Socialist Party is going down. Membership in the Freedom Party is going up. And look at how much of the Electoral College I would get. 14%. Do you see this? This is a simulation of what would happen. And let's see. Alright, so what else would I like to bring up? Why don't we just do nothing and see what happens, because I need some more political capital. Look, now we got the problem of street gangs. Subliminal advertising, let's ban it because it's Looks like... Is this going up? No, it's still going down. And let's do my cabinet. Yeah, I never appointed a new person. Okay. Farmers, socialist, poor, and farmers, conservatives, religious. Let's do farmers and socialist. Gonna do that. And now that I've appointed a new minister, let's do this again. Appoint senior judge. Okay, William has been a strong supporter of human rights, making many landmark rulings in favor of individuals' rights and liberties. He's also been strongly pro-consumer and not afraid to challenge large corporations. Heather is a household name thanks to her many famous rulings concerning violent crimes and her often outspoken views on the harsh sentences that she feels should be applied to thieves, muggers, and shoplifters. I'm going to say the human rights one, the ones that's pro-consumer. See, in reality, I am pro-employer. I don't know what that immigration scandal is. I'm not going to read about it. You're only getting 11% of the vote. And the Socialist Party now has under 18 million people. So, let's see, and the liberal opinion is not even going up. The socialist opinion is skyrocketing. But, alright, so let's see, we want the liberals to own, or the liberals only want us to teach evolution, so let's do that. And then we've got to do this again. And the election is rapidly approaching. Basically, the game ends when you get voted out of office. So, let's cut poverty by 20%, and we will, let's say, increase the lifespan by 10%. And now look at this. Even less members of the Socialist Party. Government deficit of 201 billion. Landmine ban. What is this? An engineering company in our country has just won a contract to manufacture and supply landmines for foreign countries. At the moment, there's no specific law that prohibits the company from making these products, but there is widespread public debate that we should ban the production of landmines within our borders. So basically, making guns, handcuffs, this would be a step towards dismantling our whole arms industry, which would cost jobs and hurt investor confidence. It's not the job of the state to interfere in what products a company manufactures. So, the long and short of it is basically the top one is get the government involved. The bottom one is don't get the government involved. And we're going to get the government involved. As they say, the only thing that saves us from the bureaucracy is its inefficiency. So, so what are we going to do this time? Look, now the liberals are actually starting to like us. We're all the way down to 12.8% of the electoral college, though. It's not enough. It's just not enough. Look how much positively the border controls are contributing to immigration. And look, when immigration goes way up, so does racial tension. Poverty also contributes. Faith school subsidies contributes to racial tension. And racial tension, look at this green line. It contributes to violent crime. Do you see what that is? Do you see that? So we got 14 political capital. This really isn't that much. Let's look at... Yes, do you see this? Their loyalty really isn't very high, and so they're not giving me very much power to do much, because I'm implementing policies that are so liberal that they're just not working. Let's see, technology grants. Alright, can I raise these? I can raise these. I do have enough political capital. The technology backwater, okay, so it's gonna lower unemployment a little bit, lower the religious membership, increase the GDP, increase internet access, increase productivity, and increase your opinion with capitalists. Let's do this, alright? Now we only have 7 political capital. What are we gonna do? Now look at the election. This is when the game is going to end, because now is the election, and the Freedom Party got voted into office, and look how few votes I got. This is what happens in a normal situation when you have, and this is when we increase the number of socialists. I would have done much worse if I had not increased my number of socialists. So, guys, that's what happens. Okay, and if you guys also want me to show how I would personally run the country, or if you want the other side of the spectrum, basically the anarchist, or the very libertarian, where the government barely gets involved in anything, then tell me about that, definitely, if you want to do that. And if you also want me to see if I can, as close as possible, implement the policies of the current Democratic Party. Anyways, guys, that's going to be the end for Special Saturday, so thank you for watching. I will see you next time.